110 million worth of Ethereum shorts were liquidated in the past 60 minutes. Ethereum's price rally hopes 200 to 500% gains being possible. Ethereum's path to 10,000 looks unstoppable. Ethereum price prediction breaks 4,000, could head to new all-time highs. That is right, guys. Ethereum inflows has completely flopped for net inflows into ETFs, but also the coin itself. This has a lot to do with altcoins as well as GameStop, AMC. What is going on with the SPY? This is going to be a fun video. We are going to cover Ethereum, altcoins briefly, what is happening, because this is important, probably the most important video I could make today, and how it affects GameStop possibly coming into next week. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on, and drop a comment down below. I'm going to try to keep this brief as possible, but load you with as much information as needed. First things first, Ethereum, we broke 4,000. We're at 4,213, up 5% again on the day. If you haven't seen my recent videos, I have said if Ethereum breaks back above 4,000 and closes the weekly candle, which is the time frame we're looking at right now, on Sunday, above this pattern at 4,000, then this, in my opinion, likely calls for a 7,000 Ethereum cycle. A cycle that is going to last with another thing that I've said, which is a peak likely by September, not late September. So I believe we have probably less than a month to hit this peak for Ethereum, which from where Ethereum's trading at right now would bring Ethereum up another about 70%. Now, so interestingly enough, this lines up with prior cycle percentage gains and fib levels and so on and so on and so on. It just matches up with a lot of things that we have had drawn out on Ethereum, and people are also drawing parallels to GameStop. Before we draw parallels to GameStop on that, let's talk about Ethereum Classic. We can't forget about AMC. AMC reports earnings this Monday, so right when the weekend is over, and I have called out loading calls on AMC. I've bought calls, I've added again. I bought calls, and then I've added again, so on and so on and so on. If you want to see these positions, they are in my Discord server. I drop my positions right in there. Anyway, Ethereum Classic, AMC, they track each other. Ethereum Classic has been having its move. AMC has not been keeping up. It has been pinned down. And I believe on top of this beautiful move with Ethereum and Ethereum Classic following it, AMC is going to get just as much, or if not even a bigger move. And the fact that Ethereum also possibly correlates with GameStop on the same algorithm, which Ethereum Classic correlates with AMC, AMC GameStop kind of correlates. So they're kind of all in one basket, one algorithm. It's trading on the 420 SMA back April 2020 of April 2025, right? We have seen GameStop have these major moves, which we'll talk about in 1 second. But every single time trading off of the same algorithm. Now, let me bring you back to something that I dropped today, and it is this. Is an August squeeze likely for a GameStop? Well, 420 comes to August 11th from this picture that Roaring Kitty posted, and Bruno and Gematria is 420, which brings us into the SPY. Is GameStop even likely to squeeze? Because the SPY is back on kind of rally mode. And before I even tell you that, before I even say it's back on rally mode, this is probably one of the most annoying things about this sort of market that we're in, our cycle pattern that we're in. And the most annoying thing is these false signals. I should title this video False Signals. But we had this bearish engulfing weekly. Then we had this weekly close that didn't close above this. But things looked pretty decent. So it's like, is this a false signal? We didn't get the signal to the upside yet. But are we really going to wait a full week and possibly eat at a ton of gains? So I just want to put that out there. We did not regain control, but bulls did not regain control. I just want to put that out there. But we correlated this chart to the January 2021 chart, which you can see right here, very similar. I will bring you to the screenshots that we have. Bring this over. And here's what we have lined up. Is a August squeeze possibly likely? Well, this is now where we are looking at for the SPY, and a lot of capital rotation ends up happening here, especially with big money and shorts loading up on drops and then recovering, so on and so on. Very similar pattern, almost identical we saw back in January 2021, where we had this fake top, then a final last top, which we saw right here, fake top, final last top, and then a big 2-day drop. This one was about 3-4 days, right? Just with a little bit of a rebound rally in between, following that V-shaped recovery and higher highs, okay? Same thing, you look at GameStop, same time frame. This is what you look at based on these arrows. Same time frame from 2021. This is what we saw 2021. Are we going to see the same thing now? Possibly. GameStop always does these little legs right here where we gap up and then we retrace before that major move. Same thing sort of, but this obviously we saw momentum, climbed up, retrace, and this also correlates to this same exact dates of the SPY arrows that we had. Possibly same sort of setup. So is it possible we see a squeeze in August? Yes. We have to pay attention to the market. However, the signals are already showing us, aka Ethereum, that we are likely going to have a big move going forward. And then you can, I mean, a lot of things run at the same time, but these run identically. You can look back November of 2024. Ethereum had a little bit of a move. Let me find it. May 2024, when GameStop had that squeeze, Ethereum came out of this bear trend from about 2 to 3 month bear trend, had a 40% jump. This move that we're in now from June, after GameStop bottomed out, again, Ethereum rallied again this year, ran up to 38, somewhere in the zone when Ethereum consolidated before the sell-off. GameStop dropped, obviously had a convertible bond offering, and has been pinned. Now, since late June to where we're at now, up 90%. GameStop still sort of pinned, okay? Late June, still pinned. So I think we have a lot of catching up to do, and hopefully that happens in the very, very, very near term. Now, speaking of false signals, well, one, we talked about how we let go of Bonk, and reason being is we broke below a key level on the weekly time frame, and I thought we did, and we closed under it. Turns out the technical analysis was a little bit off, which doesn't usually happen, but I was wondering why this candle looks so ominous for the week, and I, redragged a fib, kind of rechecked levels, and realized that this white line is actually the point of control, so it was slightly lower, which made it even more bullish for Bonk. Now, does this mean I'm jumping back in? Possibly. I actually see a lot of signals, especially with Ethereum and how much money is flowing back into crypto, that things are actually looking a lot better than I anticipated. Given, I want to point out one thing that kind of is scary for altcoins, and it's that they had sort of this pre-run before Ethereum. So normally you think, like, is Ethereum gonna kind of hint at what's about to happen for alts? Well, possibly, likely, but this cycle is a little odd because alts kind of had major percentage gain and Ethereum kind of lagged behind. So are they going to catch up and meet in the middle, or are they going to have more all-time highs? So that's a question you have to ask yourself. How much downside can you take and for how long? But ultimately, Bonk recapturing this fib level, building a base, and if we get back into the channel, if we get back into the channel of 4029,300 by Sunday and get that close, very, very bullish. I just wanted to use that as one example. Bitcoin, something we still have to watch is the weekly close above 117,000. I really want the weekly close above 117, and we can do it. We still have all tomorrow, and we're at 116,600. We just don't want to have a bloody day tomorrow. Same thing goes for Ethereum, because if we have a bloody day tomorrow, we could invalidate everything we talked about in today's video. Well, most of the things, in which case invalidating the 7,000 move on Ethereum. But right now, I don't see the lack of strength to push us back below 4K by Sunday. I also want to point out something, and I want to give a huge shout out to Cycletop over on X, but all of the bull market peak indicators for cryptocurrency do not suggest that we are at a cycle top. Okay, not one of the 30 indicators have hit the Cycletop zone, right? So what you're seeing right now is a 100% hold rate based off of 30 indicators that predict the bull market top for crypto. Again, there's a lot of things that are leaning me bullish, and I am probably going to re-enter crypto, especially with the rebound the SPY had, although it didn't confirm yet. But the question is, do we need more of a rug pull for GameStop and AMC to have their move? Possibly, possibly not. I mean, we're already seeing XRT and GMEU on the threshold securities list, and hopefully AMC having a blowout earnings. Right now, everything's looking good. But that is what I got for you guys for today's video. I want to leave this at the end because I know you Bed Bath & Beyond lovers are going to love this. Everyone thought it was dead stock. I personally don't own any, so I don't really cover it too much. But Bed Bath & Beyond relaunches with first store in Nashville, and they plan dozens more, which is very interesting because there's tons of tin that would probably make up for a couple hours worth of a video on Bed Bath & Beyond. But guys, my Discord server link is at the top is in the top of the description. I can't talk, and I'll leave it pinned in the top of comments for you guys to join, where we talk stocks and crypto in there all day long. Get yourself prepped for the week. Make some money with us, guys. See my trades as soon as I take them. I also am in there, so you can come talk stocks and crypto with me as well. And yeah, again, if you join the Discord, I will not DM you unless publicly disclosed in the Stock Talk group chat. Beware of scammers that try to impersonate me. Check all the links in the description, guys. That is it. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.